Before the discussion starts, 2 disclaimers. Number 1, this is a part 2 to a Sonic Frontiers discussion. If you have not seen part 1, I highly recommend you watch that so you know what's going on in this discussion. I will leave a link to part 1 of the discussion above the credits down in the description. Number 2, big thanks to Sysconic for helping me out with the audio of this video. He helped level it out, and thus, it sounds a lot better, more clear. Anyways, that's all. Let's play the discussion. So, this is the next one. Prem gave us this topic, game length. What do you guys think about game length?
Kishimoto said he said in an interview, the game would take 20 to 30 hours to beat and about double that to 100%.
It's not.
I immediately questioned what was a very outrageous claim, and everyone got at me a lot. And then someone played the whole first island, did it in under 35 minutes with no glitches or exploits, and I said, that's pretty short. If you take that, multiply that by 5 for 5 islands, you get under 3 hours. Multiply that by 5, you get 15 hours. That's still under 20 to 30 hours, and that'll be 5 times slower than this speedrun. People said I was being negative.
Wait.
Then IGN, known for not playing well, apparently, were able to beat Kronos Island within 3 hours, meaning that you're looking at 15 hours for the game, 5 islands. Well, and now people are finally going a little bit silent.
Okay, hold on.
Prem is taking advantage of this.
I'm okay. I think we're looking a little too deep in the exact numbers. When people give an estimate for game length, like, it's an estimate. Like, everyone plays. Everyone plays differently. But here's the thing I want to mention. It's like, if you did beat the game in 15 hours, is that still too short?
Yeah,
it's not about it being too short. It's about bad marketing, right? It's about lying. Because if they had said up to 30, or even anywhere from 10 to 30, then you've given yourself a bit more. When you said 20, you put a minimum there. So you're expecting, okay, even if I'm really good, my first time I should spend at least 20, right? So if I go in the first time and 12 hours I'm seeing credits, then they definitely because people are going to buy under those false pretenses, right?
But you're missing one thing, though. Just because you get access to the next islands doesn't mean you're done.
No, but they said that. They asked the IGN guy, and they said, are you going to have to go back? They said, no, you just progress. So all that additional stuff is probably...
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on this. I'm kind of in the middle of this because, like, 15 hours is not a bad length for a video game at all. I am perfectly fine with that.
I don't think it is either. I don't think it is either.
For a Sonic game, that's a whole century.
Honestly, I kind of want it to be that way because if it was 30 to 60 hours, like this was something I mentioned in my video, if it's really 30 to 60 hours, that has me very concerned that they're padding it in some way.
But we gotta...
But let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can find you.
But Prem is kind of right to, in a sense, where like they did say like minimum 30 to 60 hours, and it's like, I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Like, who is taking 30 hours on this game?
So it sounds like. Well, I didn't hear say. What I heard was like it was like 20 hours to beat. Like,
I'll link you in the Discord.
And then what was it? Like 30 and 40?
It's 20 to 30 to beat, and then double to 100%. So 40 to 60 essentially for 100%. And the IGN guy said within 3 hours, he beat the main island and was 68% completion. So some 18%, well, I don't know how much is main story, but enough extra stuff that it was, up to 70% basically. And he confirmed that essentially you don't have to backtrack, essentially.
Would it be fair to say, though, that this same guy already knew what he was doing because he played 4 hours, like, back in May?
Yeah, I think when you're measuring a game, it's... I don't know. It's like how do you do that? Like, how do you balance between do you take the number of a new player or do you take the number of someone that knows what they're doing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Kishimoto is saying 20 to 30, I think he's assuming that you're going to be a new player, right? Because we all assume that once we get good at the game, we're going to be beating it.
I just want to point out,
under 8
because
hours.
Of this, your chat is going to be timing you, and if you don't do it in 20 hours, if you're doing it under 20 hours, they're going to roast you.
Definitely.
We don't know. Maybe at the very end of the game, they just like slap us like 600 moon medals. right at the end.
Yeah,
you know,
if
there's the
if you
30
get to,
hours.
like the Lost Island, and they're like, "Oh, you need 5,000 portal gears. Go to backtrack." Oh, that's it. That's it. To enter final boss, 5,000 portal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's 30 hours. You got us.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I think, well, real quick, correct me if I'm wrong. With the, like, and what they were showing in the trailers for this game, when you, you know what, never mind, I just checked the trailer, never mind. I was seeing, because one of the things that like Johnny mentioned is that the character specific, like, emblems you collect, he says you have to collect a lot of those. So I was gonna, like, I'm thinking, like, that's probably what you're gonna be.
That's what I was confused on, because you know the whole rescuing cutscenes. Yeah. I realized that there's multiple of them. I thought it was just one.
No, yeah, there's definitely multiple.
You rescue the characters more than once?
It seems like it.
It seems like like when you get when you save the characters, it seems like you still need to collect those to progress, like for other things. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing about like these kind of games is that you can.
Places where Amy was.
That's the thing about these kind of games is that you can artificially extend the length by just telling you to collect more things, and it's like, at what point does it become just repetitive length versus fun length? Right? Like there's like the metal collecting debate of Unleashed. It's like some people would rather there was no metal collecting and you beat it within like 8 hours the first time, but other people prefer the metal collecting. It's like, will we get bored searching for collectibles in Frontiers, or will it feel really fun and not feel like it's stretched out?
I agree, and that's the one thing that I think could either really ruin this game or make it extremely fun. But I haven't played the game, so I don't know how it's going to feel in the flow, but yeah. All right, next topic. How do you guys feel about the art direction of Sonic Frontiers? Asked Rayman on Twitter.
Alright, I guess I'll go first then.
Yeah, go ahead.
People seem to have a problem with photorealistic Sonic. I love it. I mean, I love 06 aesthetic, so, you know, I think visually it looks fine. My problem, and I've had this problem for years, Forces as well, like, Sonic's, like, skin texture just looks so basic and cheap. I've just never liked what they've done with it recently. If you look at, like, Unleashed era, 06, even Generations, the skin textures are way more like fitting with the environments, but now it's like he almost looks more basic, like from a model standpoint. It's kind of annoying. Like you see on Tails, Amy, everything. It's like the detail is like almost gone. It's like a gradient or something, and it just feels so off in a world that's so more photorealistic than it's been in a long time. So I'm definitely gonna have to slap some mods on for that. You know, definitely, because it does bother me.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. The model's kind of... It could be better, but as for photorealistic graphics, I don't really care. And honestly, like, at first I was like, it looks a little weird, but it's actually grown on me. Now I'm starting to prefer it. Like, it actually looks pretty good. What's your thoughts, Jayden and Sam?
I think it looks good. I don't really have too much to say on it because that doesn't really bother me. I think Sonic being in places where he doesn't really belong has always been cool to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't really belong in, I guess, Starfall Island, but I don't know. It looks nice. Pretty.
Yeah, I do wish the environment was a little bit more exaggerated, because that was the thing that I found kind of cool about Unleashed in the adventure games, was like, you know, it was realistic environments, but the roads always did loop-de-loops and did dumb stuff, but Frontiers just looks realistic in a way.
I would say SA2 really went for the photorealism, though. I would argue that was the first photorealistic one.
Yeah, but it looked very unrealistic. Like, man, these guys are doing loop-de-loops just to get to work.
Yeah, no. It's the same thing with, like Humans in Adventure versus 06. It's like the lesser graphics back then. I feel like the reason why people are discussing it now is because of the higher definition graphics, so it's becoming a bit more jarring. I think so. In terms of the levels itself, I think it's fine. I think it's good. Like I don't know. It's like, that's fine. Like it's like, yeah, there's grass in Sonic's universe, I would imagine. There's trees that aren't palm trees, I'd imagine. That's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's more so. Is it more so a discussion of the direction of it being kind of like I don't know how you describe it, like the more so the ancient aesthetic with the world, like more so like gloomy.
Yeah, I think that was why they went with such a realistic like art style. Was they were trying to get that melancholy feel to the game.
Yeah,
It's not all like that. Like there's some goofy things, like a spring enemy that literally is hopping around, or like I don't know, a moving tower. Like it still has goofiness to it.
The goofiest stuff is probably in cyberspace though, because like the green forest level, like there were nice curvy platforms in SA2, and then the green forest in Frontiers is like blocky green. It's like no flavor, no character. Man. Like I don't know what they did in cyberspace for that. They just stripped it of its character.
It literally looks like a level music. Creator.
Like I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
In terms of it being refreshing, though, I think that's up for debate because it's kind of like Forces kind of tried to do something similar. Whether it actually did or not is like
Forces had the Lost World aesthetic, right? It had the Lost Worldy kind of art style.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like this game isn't as saturated as most Sonic games, which I guess in that regard it's fine. Just,
how do you guys feel about the newer objects, like the purpley springs, or the inclusion of classic springs for some reason? I don't know.
I mean, it's alright.
I like them.
I don't really have an opinion.
Right. I don't have an opinion. I mean, it exists. Like
they remind me of the 06 springs a little bit, but
comparing to 06, were you a game critic? All right. So next topic. This is from Xpool. All right. Do you suspect that this game's story has potential to be one of Ian Flynn's best stories, or will it be buried under obscure stories along the lines of Shadow and Forces?
It's an Ian Flynn's best story, so we're comparing to his stories, or comparing to Sonic stories in general.
I mean,
let's just say, is it going to be a good story or not? I don't know.
So this is going to be hard, because in Johnny's new video, and he would definitely know more than us, and he had an interview with Ian Flynn, he mentioned briefly that it sounds like Sega supplied the story and he's writing
around it.
He's writing around it.
They admit that before.
It is. So it's hard to say if it's hard to call it his story. Like he's clearly writing it, but it's hard. It feels like this is not like Ian Flynn without barriers, right? But in terms of dialogue, from what we've seen, I think in terms of it's hard to say. In terms of Ian Flynn, there's a lot of comics, so probably not in terms of comics. But when it comes to the games, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in this. I don't think it's gonna beat the comics, but I think Ian Flynn can do some justice, even though he is restricted to the script and whatnot. Yeah. But honestly, maybe this is a hot take. Making a really good Sonic story, it's not a high bar necessarily.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm old, but most of these Sonic stories are just whatever to me now.
Yeah,
but I think the attitude and the tone and the voice acting is what carries it for me.
Yeah.
So because we've still got those modern voices and Roger and all that, I don't think I'll be in love with it. Even if I recognize all the dialogue is good or it's a decent plot, I don't feel connected to the characters the same way with the current voice cast for the most part.
This is Roger's easiest game. They just told him to come in the studio and do his normal voice. They just said, "No, Sonic, come in here and talk in the mic."
Sounds weird. He's talking so much deeper than usual.
Yeah, it's really weird. When I think about it, my favorite representation of Sonic overall is probably still Sonic X. I feel like they got the most out of the characters.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Well, what would you say then?
Okay, look, I like Roger's voice a lot, but honestly, I think Ryan's lines with his voice was probably the best.
Okay.
I mean, Ryan did a great job. I mean,
I don't like Jason though. I really don't.
I think Sonic X was definitely in general just I think it nailed a lot of the characters. That's just why I love it in terms of a Sonic story. Whereas SA1 and 2, I love especially SA1 story. But it definitely feels like it could be improved in a remake with the way they delivered certain lines and certain things. I mean, Dean Bristow's lines are perfect, but aside from that,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Speaking of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure Johnny said if you like the tone of those games, you're probably going to like Frontiers.
Oh, yeah, he did say that, which
yes,
that got me a smile. Oh.
Yeah, those are very, very dangerous
It's
words
very
for me.
strange, right? Like, for the first time in 50,000 years, we could look forward to a modern Sonic the Hedgehog story. It's incredible what happened.
Exactly. All right, has everyone said their piece on this subject?
I mean, okay. There's one question. Do people think the cutscenes are going to be significantly more than previous Sonic games, or is it going to be around?
Right, so let me translate what Premi just asked. Is it going to be better than Unleashed? No.
I didn't say that. Unleashed is like one of my favorite stories.
I know what you think.
It's not going to be better than Unleashed. It's not.
Unleashed isn't even the longest in terms of story. Because 06 had 3 stories. That would have been the longest, right?
I think from what we've seen, like, I could definitely tell, like, it's better than Forces, it's better than Lost World. That's a low bar. I think it's better than Generations.
Oh, yeah, of course. That story was horrible.
Yeah. Colors, it's like...
Yes.
Yeah, it's better than Colors.
Yes.
It doesn't be Unleashed.
Unleashed, that's where it's like, that's where it's like hard, because Unleashed has like really cool CGI stuff, and it's like...
Unleashed has Chip.
The thing about Unleash is it had that charm where like the Werewolf would like flick Chip out of the way, or Chip would turn and like die and turn to a ghost. Like, dude, that you don't see that in cutscenes anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So are you saying he wish he had a companion character like that again?
You know. Okay, well, not necessarily. That would be a reused trope, but it would. I just want more animation, and Frontier seems to be going that direction. It looks a lot better.
It's a mixed bag.
I don't know. I don't know if I like it more than Unleashes.
No,
some cutscenes
I don't think.
Really
I don't think.
some cutscenes don't.
Yeah, Unleashed definitely in terms of animation, like the team then knew really well how to.
So we're in agreement that it beats Meta Era, but the rest is up for debate.
Yeah, it's
not hard to beat Meta Era.
This is the main. I don't know if anyone's noticed with me. It's like the reason I like Frontiers is because it's better than anything we've had recently, but that's a low bar. You gotta understand.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make it inherently like, oh, this is great. It's like it's something to look forward to because it's better than what we've had, but we've been deprived for so long. So it's like.
And I'd even argue that Lost World at least made more effort to challenge the player, even if it's not overall a better game than what Frontiers is going for. But you can at least feel that it's more stimulating from a platforming standpoint.
You know.
So is this game Meta Era then?
Is it Meta? I feel like technically the era is the multimedia era, but I feel like this game is like half meta.
This is a new era, I think.
Because I did
the start of something new.
I did the what was it? The Sonic Infinity Stones, the Meta Era Infinity Stones video. Like
that was a great video.
Can I actually, since this is the start of the era, can I name the new era?
Go ahead.
Yes,
Sam.
go ahead, Sam.
The Band-Aid era.
The Band-Aid era.
Everything about like the dialogue and the references. Like it feels like this is the first Sonic game where it's trying to bring the universes together. It feels like it's fixing the neglect it's had for so long. So I'm calling it the Band-Aid era.
They're making a good game? No way. They can't possibly do that. All right.
Now we need an amazing game next.
Yeah. So, next question. I don't know. This could either be like over in 5 seconds or like 10, 20 hours. All right. What do you guys think about the music direction?
Better than Forces. Better than Forces. You can.
Okay. It's better than Forces by far.
I will say this.
If you're talking about the open world music, I could give you that, but the EDM in cyberspace, I mean,
there's two songs that solos all of Forces. It's the disappearing one and the green forest one.
I have to hear the green forest one again.
Here's the thing: it's like I'm not even big in dubstep and EDM. I used to be back in like middle school, and
yeah,
but like
listen to Legend of Zelda remix.
I don't go out of my way to listen to dubstep, so. But I do think a lot of from what we've heard in so far in cyberspace so far, they just sound like there's more of a melody to remember this time than in Forces. In Forces, it just sounded like a lot of noise and you couldn't really catch the melody. At least in this one, I'm hearing about it. In some of them,
like
in some of them.
Yeah, I feel like it's the opposite.
I would say Avatar music, and I would say Avatar music in Forces was mostly better than Cyberspace music in Frontiers.
I didn't like Avatar music. I'm gonna be real with
you. Yeah.
Where Frontiers wins is the open world music, right?
Here's the thing, though. That's great. And sorry, I want to say this before I forget it. The thing about Frontier so far that's great, though, is we're not stuck onto one style, though. There's the open world. It sounds like we have some vocals, and now we have the more like Otani, everything's a club music. So it's like, at least it's not like.
Well, it would be nice to hear a bit more rock, though. You know, I mean, I just think it's a bit disrespectful that I have to. It's a bit disrespectful that you take Skyrail, then you put it in Green Hill, and then just add EDM music. It's just like
that song. Was it the Skyrail one that was good?
That was targeted.
I don't remember.
It's just it feels disrespect. I don't know, like the character of Skyrail, like the energy, like and then you just go in. It's like EDM in Green Hill. It's like, what have you done to my boy?
Yeah, you know, I think the open zone music is like peak. That is S tier. I love that. That's what I want from a Sonic game. That gave me, honestly, it gave me vibes from Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and I know you're gonna like this one, Prem. Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Like those games all together, like the soundtrack. Yeah, Brotherhood is peak. I love that game. But yeah, the soundtrack for the open zone is awesome. Cyberspace, I liked one song, and that.
Yo, Big's lo-fi though. Lo-fi.
Music. Oh yeah, that was.
Well, that's good, but like Cyberspace just kind of exists, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's all right. Anyways, has everyone said their piece?
I think so.
Fire. Well,
I think we just gotta wait to hear more. Essentially, like it sounds like there's different music types in this, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And you guys already know what I prefer. Like I prefer the vocal, more traditional, like rock and like heavy, like guitar instruments, drums. Like I like that style more than EDM. So we'll see.
We need hip hop back in Sonic.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't know.
What kind of? That's the question.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
I will say, I'm Here definitely sounds better. I think we can agree though. I'm Here sounds way better than Fist Bump.
Actually, we had this discussion.
I agree.
What if Tyler the Creator came in?
I like No Space Fist Bump.
Make some Knuckles
and
Emerald stages.
Creator?
Yeah, bro, he comes in and makes some Knuckles Emerald stages. I saw someone say that on Twitter. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah. All right, but let's move on. Big the Cat fishing minigame. What do you guys think?
Boring. Cool. Well, I mean, it's fishing, so it's supposed to be boring.
Music slaps. Big's voice is very creepy.
You know,
he talks way too slow. It's like Adventure 1 cutscenes. He talks slow.
Like bro. He literally sounds like a serial killer. Like I don't like it.
All right, but I don't know. I really like the animation where he's like fishing. You know, he gets the electricity axes, like eyes and all that. It kind of reminded me. I don't know if anyone watches this, but there's this one Naruto Shippuden episode where, Sasuke is like cooking eggs and Itachi's like, "Your eggs suck, man." So he's like cooking eggs on over again, trying to get it right, and it looks so intensive. We're just cooking eggs. And it kind of reminded me of that. Like, it's kind of charming to give that like kind of vibe of like this intense high action cutscene for just fishing in a game. I want more of that in a Sonic game. I want Sonic to be
like
over
the anime thing.
Yeah, like, dude, I love it.
Yeah, like this.
Give me
this
vibes
whole,
of Unleashed.
The fishing in Frontiers, from what we could tell, it's definitely like not like adventures fishing, and I don't know if that's a positive or a negative.
That's like, a positive.
That is a positive.
I don't know. It's like
that is a positive.
Look, I definitely think this is definitely faster, right? This is definitely faster. It's more of a timing thing. Like,
are you about to defend Adventure 1? It's fishing.
I am.
Oh nah.
Because here's the thing.
Nah.
Here's the thing I'm thinking about is how long could we time a button before that gets old versus freedom of movement in adventure?
This is a question that's been asked for almost every open world RPG. Is the fishing is the same in all of them, so it's just doing the same thing.
Honestly, I'd rather have something very repetitive and boring over Adventure 1's fishing, because that was just... I was just waiting for it to be over every time I play through Adventure 1.
I'd rather them have the balls and go all in. Just all, like, it's literally just a one-to-one adventure fishing.
We just get, like, Sega Bass fishing in there.
I want them to purposely piss people off now.
Adventure 1 fishing wasn't that hard. It's just they didn't teach you how to do it properly.
Well, it's not hard. It's just annoying and boring.
If everyone knew, they probably wouldn't hit it. Like, as soon as Froggy grabs the thing, you just hit down.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. You win.
Yeah.
Also, where's Froggy?
Where's Froggy? What?
There's no Froggy.
He's probably going to have like a 1% chance to get caught or something. Watch.
Oh my god.
Alright, well, anyways, next one, so these are the questions that's asking, like, the future questions of Frontiers. These are predictions. Now, this is one of my favorite questions. If Sonic Frontiers is a failure, is this the end of the Sonic gaming franchise?
No, it's not.
That's so funny.
Well, okay, no, it depends. It depends.
No,
if you mean financial failure, then that's different. If you mean like critical failure, they're gonna make games.
I'm giggling because this is a conversation every time.
I know.
For a Sonic game, every damn time.
It's not gonna end.
Especially now after
it's gonna sell
movie.
Even if it's garbage.
No, not from a long shot. But I will say though, from everything we've heard about this game is like a big budget. Probably it's over budget at this point because this game was supposed to come out like what, like forever ago?
Yeah,
last year, yeah.
Yeah, this game is way over budget. Like it definitely needs to be a financial. I'm sure it will be. It's gonna sell. But it's.
But what would you consider to be a failure from a critical standpoint? Like if we're talking Metacritic scores, user or critic scores.
If it's under a 70, throw it out.
I'll say 75, and under 75 is a failure.
Well, yeah, that is kind of funny. Like a game will be 75 green, they'll be like, "Oh, look, the game was great." 74, garbage.
I don't know if I agree with like under 75 being yellow on Metacritic. I think it's kind of dumb, but
yeah, it should. Everything under 70 should be yellow.
I don't know, because like if you're paying $60, $70 for a game, you don't really want a 7, right? You want to pay $70 for a game.
You kind of have a good
8,
point,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's a cheap like indie game, like you pay like $10, maybe.
You're right, Prem. That's why I don't buy Heroes. It's like in 71 on Metacritic. It's like yellow.
Well, and where is Unleashed?
Okay, all right. You know,
well, I mean,
okay. Actually, I take back my statement.
Like, if you're one of those people that go by reviews so strongly, then yeah, you're probably gonna go in negatively. But like, make your own opinion.
The thing is, I don't think Sonic games will ever stop being made until it really sells badly. Because even games with Lost World, if you calculate like the sales numbers they've given out, and if you check out the Steam Spy website, which actually gives you pretty accurate sales numbers for Sonic games, like even Lost World, like conservatively, it sold about 900,000 copies, and that's like. It's not great for, a big brand like Sonic, but
it was stuck on the Wii U, though.
It was stuck on the Wii U, and it had to get ported to PC. But
right?
I think I may be wrong about this, but I think I saw it like 300,000. It was bad. But
wait, is that counting Steam sales?
Well, Steam sales with Lost World conservatively, it's about 900,000 at the least, including Wii U and Steam. But that's embarrassing. Well, that's the worst case scenario for sales. It probably made it.
Odyssey did like 20 million or something like that.
Yeah, but okay, that's
on just the Switch.
That's the point I wanted to make here. No offense, but I feel like Sonic fans are kind of insecure about Sonic sales. Like, if Sonic sells 1 million copies, that is not bad in the slightest. That is more than most video games make, and I feel like Sonic's not going to stop producing games.
Sonic was supposed to be. If they didn't keep failing, they should have been doing 3, 4, 5 like standard, right? Well, I feel like Frontiers, if it was like a masterpiece, they could have moved 10.
Well, the thing is, we don't actually know like how much these games have sold, because they don't really release the information. We know Steam numbers, and the best-selling game on Steam is like Sonic Generations from 1 to 2 million copies. But like, besides that, like, we don't know the actual numbers.
If they moved 5 to 10 million units, they would have released the numbers. Let's put it that way.
I kind of agree with you. I feel like they didn't make over 5 million on a lot of these games, but I feel like 1 million is a lot more than people give it credit for. 1 million sales is more than most video games, and Sonic may not be selling as much as first-party Nintendo games, which is what everyone compares Sonic sales to.
No, but I mean, okay, the reason why we compare is because, again, Odyssey, I'm looking now, almost 24 million sales, and it's a Switch exclusive, right?
Yeah.
So you think about that, and it's like, if they can do that on one platform, and Frontiers can't even move, let's say it doesn't even move 5 million on a multi-platform, on everything, previous gen, current gen, PC, like, that is a bit disappointing for something that was once toe-to-toe with Mario. It's disappointing. It's their fault, but it's disappointing.
It is disappointing to see, but I don't think we have anything to worry about until Sonic starts selling under 1 million every mainline game, which
I would say with the budget they put into Frontiers, they're probably gonna need like 2, 3, 4 to really be happy with those sales.
After the blow up of the movie, I think they're gonna reach that whether the game is garbage or not. Unfortunately,
yeah, I mean they're gonna market it hard. I believe they will market the game and they'll get millions of sales. There'll probably be discounts before Christmas as well. Like so we'll see what happens with that. But
yeah, no, it's not like it's not. It's not the end of Sonic as a gaming franchise.
Yeah, because like 1 million sales, if 1 million's bought for like $60, that's like $60 million. Like, ooh.
Well, you got to minus the budget of actually making the game as well.
Well, yeah, that too, but like, come on, Sonic doesn't have a high budget. Well, maybe Frontiers does.
I mean, Forces, like, maybe they cut
what was the budget for Forces and Lost World? I think they made their money back even with the low sales.
Yeah, Forces was a AA game. Actually, not even, I think.
Actually,
A. It was just an A.
Has Sonic ever made a AAA game?
Unleashed.
Like, a AAA game has to be like 3 figures, right? Or 6 figures, right? Like, or... Well, never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways,
I mean, Sonic was always AAA until like the 2010s, I believe. They was charging full price for the games.
I don't think that defines AAA though.
Well, I mean, we'll never know the exact budget, but if you look at a game like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2 Heroes, compared to the other GameCube, Dreamcast era games, they are within similar budget scope, right? It's not far out. It's once everything started going like open world, 30 hours. And then Sonic kind of stayed in that 3 hours of Lost World, 4 hours Generations, whatever. That's when they kind of fell behind.
Apparently, the Unleashed opening was 20 million on its own, so that counts.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, never mind. Yeah, maybe Unleashed is AAA. All right, let's move on to this next question. Well, this kind of goes into what we were just talking about. What do you think Sonic Frontiers Metacritic scores will be?
I firmly believe
7.
I firmly believe critic scores will be in the 70s. I just don't know how high or how low.
Same.
I think 70s.
74. That's mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna think. I think it's gonna be in the 70s, but it's gonna be yellow just enough to make Sonic fans argue.
I mean, okay, Switch is gonna be yellow. Come on, like 30 FPS.
I don't know. You see how these Nintendo fans are hyping up Frontiers?
Bad for a Switch title. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. These Nintendo fans are like, Frontiers, a big third-party game, Persona, I
mean, Nintendo fans might like it more, so those critics might actually score it higher. Let me check Forces right now on the different platforms and see.
All right, we're doing mathematics, boys. Let's find out.
Okay, PS4 Forces got 57, PC got 56, Switch got 57, Xbox One got 62. Okay, so Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so
I'm between 7 and 8, so I'd say like 7.
If it reaches 80, we living in a different timeline, bro. That is a W, no matter what.
I mean, to be honest, though, God, I hate this mentality because of how freaking deprived we've been. But yeah, even like a 7.5 or even a 7 would be the best thing we've had.
A yellow 7, like we ballin'.
if it's yellow, it just won't. It won't hit the same as if it's.
We're in the C's get degrees era.
Nah, right? Prem, it's the mentality. You gotta think about it as being green.
To be honest, Sam,
it has to be. I don't know.
What'd you say, Jayden?
I said C's do get degrees.
They do.
I think if it can get a 75 on critic, and then fans will obviously spam it to 8s at that point, then it will be considered a W. But if it gets like 72, it's gonna be like a Team Sonic race, and like it wasn't a flop, but
what did TSR get?
It was in the 70s, like low 70s or high 60s. One of those.
72, 71,
Wait,
73.
what is this TSR?
Right under the green, man.
TSR.
Yeah, what's
Actually,
TSR?
I don't know what that is actually.
What's
Oh,
TSR?
sorry, it's TOR, Team Offline Racing. My bad.
Team
I don't even know what you're. Wait, what are you talking?
TSR
Did
review
something
scores.
happen? Did we? I must have slept. I don't know.
2019 didn't happen.
Okay. Well, anyways,
Fever dream.
so we're gonna skip the next one because we kind of talked about. I guess we could answer this. What's your guys' biggest concerns for Frontiers?
Cyberspace.
We're gonna be here forever.
I mean,
Lack of.
Well, actually,
difficulty.
no. I actually
too.
have one. The game's end game.
yeah.
Every open world game needs to have a good end game. By that I mean shit to do after you beat the story, and I don't know what you're gonna be doing when you beat the story in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that their end game's gonna be replayed,
your
guys.
biggest-
Come on, it'd be fun.
That's your.
I mean,
biggest
honestly, like
concern, Seth.
I replayed it to get like extra moons to do like dark side and darker side, and after that, I was pretty much done. You
Yeah.
know, so is there gonna be bonus content? Is there gonna be a hard mode? Is it gonna factor into this arcade mode that we saw, but we don't know what it
hard
is?
mode.
If there's like a very hard mode or something like that after you beat the game, that might fix combat.
Yes, they make combat much harder, but you can still grab your rings.
Take that out.
They fixed
that
it,
out.
guys. They fixed it.
Someone's
Alright.
gonna make a mod where they just like remove rings. From
I
combat
thought it was a
and just, like,
glitch
do it
when I
without
first
rings.
saw
I
that.
will love that mod. That will fix the game.
Dude, when I first saw that, I thought it was a glitch. I was like, there's no possible way they programmed that. Like, they couldn't have thought that was a good idea. I was wrong, but whatever. Next question. I'm very I'm very passionate about this one. What's better, I'm Here or Vandalize?
I'm here.
Come on, Jayden. That is not cool, man. It is
like
Vandalize. It is Vandalize. It is
I'm gonna be
Vandalize.
real. I'm gonna give the cop out answer. I don't even think we should be doing this because the only version of I'm Here that's out is the short version.
And it's
Yeah,
still fire.
and they already stretched the lyrics and doesn't sound nearly as good as Vandalize.
All right, I
Problem
like.
with I'm Here is
Okay,
that
hold on.
they scream
We
way
gotta-
too much. And I'm Here. They scream way too
We
much.
need to. Okay, this needs to be clarified, or we need to give context here. Clearly, Vandalize was not created as a Sonic song. They just like that song sounds
Well-
good in our game.
Hold up.
So keep that in mind.
Okay, I agree. Like, it doesn't make sense being a Sonic game, but it's still, I feel like, if
It's
it's a
good.
better song, it's gonna be the better song, whether it
Yeah,
fits
don't
in
get me
here.
wrong.
But, like,
It's
the real
good.
reason-
It's just
It's because of copyright.
well, yeah, but
Vandalize the
I don't know.
copyright one, right?
Exactly.
I
So I
mean-
can't like it more.
Okay,
Yeah, we
spoiler.
have to mute it during our streams and shit. Like,
Yeah,
it's really annoying.
Spoilers for footage that came out today, but there was some interesting stuff about something going on in Sonic's head. People have theories, but like there is a line they replaced, the sex line and Vandalize with "My head is in ruins." So, yeah, that maybe
Wait,
has
what?
some significance, but I don't know. We'll have to wait until the game releases. But like, people are theorizing about Sonic, something infecting him and something getting wrong with his head, his brain. I don't
That
know.
makes sense because he keeps holding his head like
Yeah.
after every fight. It's so weird.
Maybe his head really is in ruins and he's fighting the pain away. I don't know.
Fighting the pain away, or
Well, I mean, I guess in that sense, then yeah,
Yeah.
it is a Frontiers song.
By the
They
way,
changed the lyrics
I'm
for
just
that.
saying. I'm just saying this right now. As soon as I get the game, somebody needs to come in clutch and mod in the uncensored version as soon as possible. I like the edgy shit, so I want that.
yeah, I think someone's got to mod that out because we want to be able to play the game without risking copyright claims.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's modded out. But
All right, so
Oh, are we gonna talk about mods? Because I got a few ideas, but I want the 06 model.
there's actually a question later on that you can involve mods
or you
into.
make it a video, to be honest.
All
Make
right.
it a video.
Why you spoiling video ideas, bro? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I was actually gonna do that as well, but
Now somebody's stealing his idea. Look what you did. All right, well.
Hey, just edit it out, man. That's all
Anyways, next question. Bradley X2000.
good. Oh God,
He asks, why I say oh god to that, or whatever.
this is Bradley.
It's Bradley. All right, well, anyways, he asks, how would you all feel if Sonic Frontiers got nominated for Game of the Year?
I would feel that not a lot of games came out this year.
Yeah.
Nah. Okay, look, I'm a Sonic fan, but it does not deserve Game of the Year. We got God of War, Elden Ring, Xenoblade, Kirby, Sonic Frontiers against that? No. Come on, come on, guys.
It's going against God of War. It's nominated. Sure, winning.
I'd be happy for them to get a nomination, but I don't want them to be rewarded too much for the amount of reuse and lack of challenge. I just don't feel like they should get that level of praise because they will just vilify them, like, oh, we can do this again.
It's going to be nominated.
What if it has the opposite?
It's going to be nominated because not a lot of games are coming out, but it's not going to win it.
Yeah,
I mean, Elden Ring,
it might get
Xenoblade, God of War.
Yeah, those games were insane. I think Elden Ring should be the one to win. That's my opinion. I know God of War is coming out, but
I think Ragnarok will be my favorite once we play it.
I mean, favorite's debatable, but like Elden Ring is like one of the only games in my lifetime that came out and everyone universally was like, this is a masterpiece, and it was like a global sensation for like 2 weeks straight. Yeah. Like Elden Ring blew up the internet when it came out. That should probably win Game of the Year. But
if there was a Platform of the Year category, then maybe Sonic would have a chance.
Yeah,
but I mean, Freedom Planet 2 came out as well. So.
I know we're talking about like hypothetical here, but first of all, Sonic is not going to win probably anything realistically speaking, and there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. But
even Nintendo, all they get is like best family game or whatever.
They'll win. They'll
actually no,
game.
They've won Game of the Year a couple times, but I think
was that?
Wild. That's it.
Breath of the Wild, yeah. But
yeah, I mean, I was talking about the more cartoony Nintendo, like the Mario games, stuff like that.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey never gonna win. Well, it didn't win. If we get an Odyssey 2, maybe. But yeah, I don't
need Odyssey 2 though, for the real though.
Honestly, I feel like if I was running the Game Awards, man, like I've been hearing these soundtracks. These soundtracks are good. I feel like Sonic Frontiers should get best soundtrack. I'm just saying, man, it slaps. It slaps.
Nah, play Xenoblade, please.
Okay, Xenoblade's soundtrack is pretty fire, but come on.
Frontiers. Look, Sonic music. There's songs we haven't heard yet. Okay, and I'm sure there's stuff in here that are gonna just like knock, like it's gonna knock it out of the park. We know Sonic music always hits. I think it's time. I think it's time. The casual gaming community actually appreciates Sonic games for its music. That they
Facts. Think on that. Like literally, the music, it's some of the best out of like any franchise, bro.
But I want them to appreciate as a Sonic fan. Amazing music. I haven't heard anything amazing so far, except the Chronos Island and the disappearing one.
Dude. Oh man. All right. Well, anyways, let's move on to the next one. So this is, I guess, the question of like, what would we add to Frontiers upon a future game? In future games, if you had the opportunity to build upon Frontiers, what would you like to add the most? New maps, new moves, better movement, more customization? Personally, I'm hoping for a City World like station.
City World, oh my god, customers. Okay, yeah, we need to talk about that because gloves and shoes, really, like they had a perfect opportunity to be like SA2 model, SA1 model, like the. Go full in.
Okay, I think models would be dope, but I want them to bring in, like, they're already bringing in soap shoes, but I want them bringing back, like, the gauntlet from Black Knight, like, the boom bandages, the rider's glasses and shoes. Like, dude, that'd be dope, but I
think the idea of aesthetics, like bringing, like, the rider shoes, like, that's cool, but I think there's a I'm thinking, the way my brain's working right now is, like, a legal standpoint and company wise, they're not going to want to change his actual model in the game, like from another game, because they got to keep the character consistent. They can't.
Crash 4 did it, and it wasn't like, oh, it's inconsistent. It's just
I know, but it's
Sega model.
You know.
Yeah, well, look at Crash, man. They killed him for Call of Duty.
They brought him back.
Did they bring him back?
Yeah, he's not dead.
Oh yeah, he's on Steam now. I forgot. Oh boy, Crash is back. All right.
To answer that question though, for me, it's momentum. Clearly, it's just do everything we're doing now in the open zone, but like, shy away from the rails. Like, let's go back to 3D traditional platforming and not resorting it to just rails.
Yeah,
like, that's really it.
Too much 2D sections.
For me, it's really simple. Just make open world Sonic Adventure 2. That's it.
Yeah, well, Adventure 1 open world. Let's
No,
clarify.
2.
Yeah.
No, Adventure 1 open world. Let's clarify. All right. Well, anyways, city level, momentum-based gameplay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so for me, number 1, challenge. Number 2, momentum. Number 3, removal of, stripping back the automation. Number 4, city level. Number 5, Jason Griffith. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Bring back Jason. No.
Jason, as if that's gonna solve.
I don't.
Well, after you've done the first 4, then you might.
Man, Jason sounds like he's trying too hard to be cool, and people say that about Roger all the time.
Go down now.
Whoa! I'm Sonic. I enunciate everything.
3 characters with one hand.
No,
one hand.
I say this.
Yeah, and it was incredibly noticeable.
I say this all the time.
Yes.
Premi, I say this all the time. When people, when the casual gamer makes fun of Sonic, which voice do they do?
It's Jason.
They pick the most iconic one because it's the most memorable.
Nah, it's not because it's iconic.
It's because he enunciates everything and he sounds
too slow.
stupid.
Like, come on, like Jason had it all.
He's a good shadow.
Yeah, he is a good show. I'll give you that.
Jason has so much mainstream appeal. Like,
I think we should move on from this one.
All right. What types of collabs or DLC contents would you like to see in Frontiers? And for this, I guess we can involve mods as well. What would you guys like to see?
So there's this really fun thing that this is kind of secret, guys. So come in close, listen. So there's this really fun thing that no one's really realized, but there's other characters in Sonic the Hedgehog in its series, and it'd be really cool if we could actually play as them.
Silver DLC. Oh,
that's insane.
Oh.
I mean,
is that actually going to happen?
Oh no.
But we'll see what happens.
Sick.
That's the type of DLC content I would like.
You know what I'd like to see?
I wonder if you could mod Silver into the game and use the air boost as a kind of psychokinesis, kind of like air dash thing. Like
the mods are going to be crazy with this.
Yeah, mods are. I'm slapping on Jason Griffith the moment it's available. 06 model the moment that's available. Like, those are instant, you know?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what else I'll put on. Like, stage ones, obviously, we have to try that. Oh, yeah, physics from the open world in cyberspace, that will be slapped on as well. You know? Hard mode, if they, like, tweak the game, make it harder, lower the time requirements on those quote-unquote puzzles and things like that.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. So, I want to see what they can do with that. Maybe more momentum-based platforming, like if someone's gonna like remix the level layouts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much all that.
Yeah, I do have one idea for a collab, and it's highly unrealistic because no one said they don't have the balls to do this. But you know, if they could give us like a DLC, like say if another Mario Odyssey is coming out, if we could get like a mini like Mario Odyssey like island, some like just for us to explore. It doesn't have to be big. It's real tiny.
Sounds like a DLC, to be honest.
It doesn't have to be that big, man. Back in the 360 days, you pay $15 and you get like a whole DLC map pack and all that, man. I want those days to come back, but it's not. But yeah, it's something like that. You get like a mini Mario Odyssey island to explore as Sonic. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe even add like the hat cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is there anything that I really care to see?
Yeah, you already got Monster Hunter.
I mean, that's cool, but like, the cosmetics in Sonic aren't that crazy to me because like he has gloves and he has shoes. Like, I don't know what else I want on him. Like,
yeah, if it's not like a model swap, it just feels a bit basic.
We need Sonic to be wearing the Supreme clothing, the chain, all this stuff. But
I just want my 06 model. I'll be good. Like the animations as well.
I don't know. I don't have anything for this one.
I think I like the Heroes model more than 06 model.
I mean, the Heroes model's fire as well. I'm not gonna lie. I love that.
I don't like 06 model.
06 models is gross to me. I don't like.
Yeah, he got those banana quills.
I just think it fits so well in the photorealistic environment. All
right, so we're at the final topics of this podcast thing. All right, so here we go. What do you guys think is the best and worst thing about Sonic Frontiers?
All right. Best open world idea. Worst. Continuing to limit the player's movements in cyberspace, and as well as
I mean,
It's
I have
just-
the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's just yeah, and in the gameplay we've seen, like it just seems like there's moments where it'll restrict your controls, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Worst lack of challenge easily. Best graphics. I've been saying this since Unleashed. They need to start pushing graphics, and the whole meta era. I mean, aside from gens, was full of just like basic ass graphics. It was pissing me off so much. I'm so glad that this game is actually gonna look beautiful.
You saying
Alright, call me
Sandhill
shallow.
didn't look beautiful?
Yes, I'm saying exactly that. It was ugly. But yeah, to finally see them push graphics again, like, you know, it's like, how can we be sitting here and be like, a game from 2008 is still the best looking Sonic game? It's just not right. Like, this is just technology, right? Like, you gotta update. And Forces,
Nah,
I mean, they
man.
updated in some ways, but the art style was just
Sega
horrible.
goes back to monkey. All right.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they push graphics. Like, it's gonna be visually very pleasing, and I've got a 4K 144 hertz monitor, so I'm definitely gonna enjoy the aesthetics.
Yeah. All right, Jayden, what's up?
Basically the same thing. The open world is the best thing about the game because I always wanted a game where I can just run around, just hit stuff. But cyberspace is probably the thing that's the worst and the difficulty so
Yeah,
far.
For me, I haven't experienced the open world yet, so I don't know if I want to say it's the best part. So I'm gonna say the tone, because I'm pretty confident the tone's gonna stay good and all that. That tone looking fire, tone, atmosphere, all that. The game looks great. Worst thing is cyberspace and challenge. Yeah, those two things kind of suck. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Final topic. This is what we're gonna end off on, and this will decide if the people in the comments below hate you or not. Are you confident in Sonic Frontiers being good?
Fine, good. Like, out of 10. what would
Okay.
consider
Do you
good?
think people are gonna like it, and do you think you're gonna like it? Two separate questions.
Okay, people, I think, will like it because it does have a lot of casual appeal because it's not too hard to alienate people like an Unleashed or Heroes, something like that. But critics, I think, is gonna be, I don't say a mixed bag, but there's definitely gonna be some harsh reviews in there. That's why I think it's gonna get the 70s because it's gonna combine of people giving it high 70s, maybe early 80s, and then other people giving it like early 70s or even 60s, and then it balances out essentially. The fans are gonna like it more than the critics, probably. I think because the things we
Yeah.
complain about, like the automation, they are still there, like they were in Forces. But now you've got the open world to like mask it, and I think that will allow fans to enjoy it a lot more. Me personally, I'm still in that 6 to 7 out of 10 range, and it's a shame because like even if I do give it the 7, I really did want to like it more. It's just without the challenge, it's like a big deal for me. And then the momentum is also a big deal, but I'll say the challenge is the biggest deal. And without that, it feels like I'll be it a couple times and I'll be like, okay, there's not really much I can do. It's not stimulating me enough. I guess I'm done with it until mods, right? So that's just the way I feel.
Okay.
All right. How about you, Sam?
You know, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think it's going to get the casual appeal like Prem said? Yes. Will fans like it? I think that's up for debate, just depending on what era you grew up in. I think at the end of the day, it's going to come out as a positive because we've been so deprived for so long of getting anything of substance, like having any game with meat to the bone, and this actually has meat to it. It just depends on, I think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be like the best Sonic game ever. I don't think it's going to be like a genre defining title. It's going to be good. But you know, it'll range. I just, that's really all I could say is it depends on the severity of or it depends on where people come from, what they think of it.
All right. And what about you, Jayden?
I mean, I mostly agree with that. I think it's gonna be decent, so I'm confident in being a good game. Amazing, no. Flaws, yeah, but I think the fans I feel like they're gonna be more positive because of how like the marketing cycle went. Because in the beginning everyone was mad, and then people are gonna go in excited because the game's good now. So that's how people work. But I think overall I'm confident in it being a decent game at the very least. I can't see it being worse than anything in the last 10 years.
All right. Me personally,
That's pretty much.
yeah. Me personally, I feel like we're like securing the bag a little too fast because I don't know. After I was like, okay, this game's gonna be good, but after hearing some Call Me Johnny speak on it and talk about he would recommend playing the game in like 1.5 hour sittings, like that made me a little bit suspicious, as one would say. But I think it has a very good chance of being good, but I don't think it being terrible is anywhere out of the question. But yeah, I think most likely it will be a good game. I don't know if I'm gonna like it as much as other people do, but I think most people are gonna like it. And honestly, Twip said this in a video, and he was speaking straight facts. I think this is gonna be a Sonic Colors type game, where a lot of people are gonna like it right now, but in 10 years, I have a feeling Frontiers is not gonna be like that much.
People always defend the uncommon thing, so I could see them liking it a lot more now. I have a question, actually, because everyone's always quick to say it's good, because it's easy to say something's good. That just sounds positive, right?
Yeah.
But let's get into the math. There's about 15 main series games, right? Is this top 5, top 10, or bottom 5?
I think hopefully it beats Heroes. There's no chance. Okay. Well, for me. Well, you see, and this is, I really don't want to say this because people are gonna be upset, but I was playing Lost World recently, and I'm like, I hope Frontiers is better than this. I really do, because I'm playing Lost World, and I'm like unconfident in Frontiers a little bit. I just need to, to my benefit.
World, though,
yes,
so.
I do like Lost World, so that is my benefit to that. So. Yeah,
that's an easy W for Frontiers.
I hope it's at least better than Heroes. If it can reach B tier, I guess that's all right. I hope it reaches B tier. I don't know. Just beat Lost World. That's all I'm asking.
How about the rest of you?
Yeah. How about the rest of you? Why aren't you guys negative? Why
Like,
don't you?
okay, so in terms of like
punch it.
In terms of like the other, like you said, is it going to be top 5?
Yeah, the main series like 15 around. I think it's 15.
I mean, okay,
games.
let's go through top 5. We're talking about Adventure, Adventure 2, Heroes.
It's gonna be Heroes.
Unleashed.
Top 5, no.
And what would be another game in top 5? Generations?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah,
like our personal top 5 or just like overall?
personal.
We're talking main series top 5, so not like anything else that's out of the main series.
Oh man, for me this is hard because when I do top 5, Unleashed is the 5th, right?
Hey,
it really depends. Like, to think about, like, does this beat Unleashed? It's like, I don't know. It's like I like Unleashed boost gameplay, but at the same time, it's like it
it ain't gonna be.
if I don't like booting up a new save file with Unleashed. I don't like it. I don't like doing that. I don't like having a werehog that's not upgraded. So if this game is better than not having to deal with the werehog, then I would maybe it'll be the 5th. I don't know.
All right. One question though, Sam, is Sonic Heroes in your top 5?
Yeah.
It's in everyone's top 5.
Nah. You put Heroes over Unleashed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah. Nah. Okay, both of you guys are invalid here. All right, Jane, you're the only valid one here, besides me, of course.
I didn't even all say it. Okay.
You already think Heroes is number 1. No.
I know, but
I don't think it will be in my top 5 because that means it'd have to be better than Sonic 3, Mania, or Adventure 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I think it's the first time I'm gonna say this, but there's too many good Sonic games.
That's definitely a new take that I haven't heard before.
I should probably get my answer then.
Yeah,
'cause-
go on, Prim. Let's hear it.
Well, first of all,
Gonna be a
since,
flat no. Is the
since
answer.
since people were giving their top fives, I guess I could go. I think Heroes naturally, and then the controversial 106. You got Adventure 1. You got Unleashed, and then you got like Generations. So, it's not being my top five, because even outside of that top five, you got like SA2. I don't think I mentioned SA2 in top five, so it's not going to be top five.
Ooh.
It could be
Top
bottom
10
five.
though.
I mean, I don't know about top 10 because
Okay,
like,
well, this-
you got the classics, would be around that.
Not
middle
even like 10
period.
modern games, so of course it's gonna be top 10.
Yeah, like that's not hard.
No, we're talking main series. That includes like classics.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
there's
classics.
not even
Yeah,
like
but Sonic
10 modern
2 sucks
games. Like
and Sonic 1 sucks.
Nothing.
So it's
No,
mostly just
Sonic 2.
You did not just say that.
Sonic
Look,
2 would be.
Did you
fine.
say Sonic?
The sec-
Wait, what? Did you?
listen,
What?
Listen, the second half of Sonic 2 is boo boo.
Nah, you're boo boo. What?
The second half of Sonic 2 is better than Sonic and
What do you
Knuckles.
mean half?
All right.
No.
Now, Prem, you're overstepping your boundaries.
Are we in agreement that the first half of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, aka the Sonic 3 portion, is the superior half?
Yeah,
Yes,
Sonic 3 is
yeah,
better than Sonic and Knuckles, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
So I would argue the second half of Sonic 2 is better than the Sonic and Knuckles portion.
But I think Sonic and Knuckles as a whole is even better than Sonic 2.
Why are you guys
okay, that's
creating-
cap.
you're, like,
That's cap.
creating-
That's cap.
You guys are creating like, but if you take the second half of this and put it in this, then it's better
No,
than that.
Jay-
Like,
Jayden's
no,
better than
who
Hawks.
thinks like this?
I'm just saying I like Sonic 2 up until a certain point, and then I don't like it anymore.
Okay, but we can all agree Mania beats all of them, right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, except
exactly. No, Mania beats 3. Come on now.
All right, let me just finish my question. Okay, is it what bottom 5 is okay? Forces, CD. I guess if we include
what?
Shadow's main series, then
CD?
Shadow will be there.
What about
And then
the
you got-
storybook games? Do you count that?
I don't know if we count that.
I wouldn't count that,
If
but
Secret Rings is not on your below all of those, then you're not.
But
my
they
friend.
mention it in a
Secret Rings.
mainline
I
game.
only dislike Secret Rings because of motion control. I'm not gonna lie. If it was regular
yeah, and
control,
that's
I would
all
like
of the game.
And that's what makes it
I've
so
played the
annoying.
Yeah,
with
but
the
that's the
controller
same.
before.
You
It's pretty-
can't
it's pretty
if and
fun.
wish. Like the
No,
bottom
I'm not
line is
if and
not
wishing. I'm just
Wait.
saying. I
That
haven't-
game
I
is
haven't-
ass.
I haven't
Fam,
fully
but we
ranked it
can
'cause I
play the
didn't want to
game with a
finish.
controller. It's possible. I've done it. It's fun.
But it's not officially possible.
I don't know, man.
It's not. It doesn't really
Because
matter.
if you're going to use that argument, then I could say you can't judge the long load screens in 06 because the emulator strips them, but then that would be cheating.
I mean, all right.
At least
got
06
that.
is better than Secret Rings and Black Knight.
Well, yeah.
And
Okay.
Forces.
Fucking bar, bro.
Frontiers will probably be main series bottom 5. If we go CD, Forces, what was the other one? Shadow, Lost World, Call it. Maybe it's not bottom 5. Maybe it's like 8, 9,
upper half,
10.
man.
I don't know. If we're talking main series, I guess.
You're saying
I don't
bottom
know.
5? You are making everybody in the comments mad right now.
Well, I mean,
Not
it's
saying
better than
bottom
like
5
it's
Sonic
better than the
games,
meta era stuff minus Generations, right? So I mean, would you guys say it's better than Generations? I wouldn't, but some people
I
would say
think
that.
it's possible. I don't actually love Generations that
It's
much.
possible. Yeah,
Generations is a small package, but it's very tight.
Nah, man, I can't even play Gens anymore. Every time I try to load it up, I'm like, I'm bored. I already mastered all these stages. I have nothing to do.
Yeah, but you can't compare 11 years of waiting for another good 3D Sonic game after playing Generations a million hours to like.
Hey, but when
first
I'm playing
playthrough Frontiers.
Generations, I want to play Unleashed. I'm like, why am I playing this?
Facts. You know, Jen, you're spinning facts. All right.
I just feel like
these guys
if
like Sonic
if you're
Heroes.
gonna compare that, then you'd have to spend a decade playing Frontiers and then get so sick of it, and then compare that to how you feel about Generations right now. Because when Generations came out, it was really a breath of fresh air,
Well,
and Frontiers
of
is gonna have
course.
to rely on that length.
I was like
'cause it
10.
can't rely on quality of level design to beat Generations.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I just feel like Gens just doesn't have a lot of content. But
I mean,
yeah,
I will say it does seem like Frontiers does have one thing that the other games didn't, and that's a good story.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
guess that
story
depends how
doesn't
much
make a game
story
good,
matters to you.
though.
I'm more of a gameplay person. so-
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I am too, but it's just something to think about.
I mean,
you know?
yeah, but like Black Knight is a masterpiece except for gameplay, and and now it's garbage. Okay, and now that I've made people mad, I think we should end it. Anyways,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
yeah, exactly. I'm right. See, Sam, now you're redeeming yourself after you're saying Sonic Heroes
I like
is good.
Secret Rings more than Black Knight. I'm not gonna
What
lie.
the?
Get out
How?
of here! What are you
How?
talking
God.
about?
How?
That
How do you
game-
even make a take like that?
You love
Look.
06 and you like the game that is half the reason 06 sucks ass. Like, what do you
Well,
do?
that's like behind the scenes politics. I'm just saying, Black
There's only
Knight.
one
Black
possibility.
Knight removed so much like platforming until you got to like the second half of the game. At least Secret Rings felt more like a Sonic game. It's the motion controls that really made it annoying. But Black Knight was just boring until like
I'm about to
later
pull
on.
Knuckles and
I
Black
can't.
Knight.
I can't, dude.
Look, if you play Secret Rings at level 99, it's pretty fun. It's pretty.
I didn't even
fun.
get that far, and I still had more fun. With
I
it than Black
refuse
Knight.
to play the
You should get
level,
that.
the game
You
until I
should
get to
try.
level 99. I refuse to do that.
No, just download. A
I
save file. It's fun.
refuse, man. Okay, maybe I could download a save file. I'll try it out. Maybe I don't know.
It's like faster than Unleashed, honestly.
I don't
at
care if
level
it's
99,
faster. I care
it
if
is.
it's more fun.
It's
The
kind of crazy.
Frontiers is gonna be great, guys.
Yeah, Frontiers is gonna be great, guys. We're gonna end the podcast
I
here.
feel like we
Find
spent like half the time
Yeah.
talking about Frontiers, and the other half just arguing about Sonic games.
yeah.
That's what makes it great, though.
Find links to all the channels down below, even Prem's non-Sonic channel. I'll put that as the top link just so everyone can find his non-Sonic channel.
Yeah,
Then
link in the description. Premulous, check it out.
yeah, Premulous. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the podcast. See you guys later.
Bye.
Throw me out, I guess.
Don't run me out.
My chill members are Snicks, Gamer Blake 90, Fear the Red Chicken, Reese, JaydenXV, Ethan K78, Junion Ring, Psychman 715, Archer XYZ, Sonic Hub, Thomas Winry, Chip Chip Chop, Escape, The Squeaker Nerd, Super Shax Boom, Sonic Extreme, Super Saiyan Sonic. Make sure to click one of the in-card screen videos here. Anyways, I love you guys. Peace out.